trying hard to knock me out. It's hard, but I'm fighting. Can't let my faith waver now. Change don't always feel good, but I know that it's working for me. As long as I keep standing, you give me the victory. Because you promised in your word that you would never leave me. You would never leave me nor forsake me, no. Through it. Good morning. Is it afternoon yet? Nope, we still made morning. Good morning, y'all. Thank you for joining me today as you're jumping in. If you don't mind, comment where you're streaming from so I can give you a shout out real quick. But if you see today's title, it is about applying pressure. Apply pressure. So we are streaming on Facebook and we're streaming on YouTube today. Welcome to the Layover Podcast. If you want to join me each and every day, please do so at anchor.fm/KTL Lifestyle. Also, stay connected with me at www.KarenTLewis.com. So without any further ado, I definitely want to go ahead and start and talk about pressure. And before I go into details, let me just give the two definitions I was able to pull up about pressure. So the very first one says continuous physical force exerted on or against an object by something in contact with it. So that's the first definition. Our second definition, the use of persuasion, influence, or intimidation to make someone do something. So those are the two things that come up when you Google the definition of pressure. So today we're definitely going to be talking about pressure. What is pressuring you? What are your pressure points? What is pushing you to the limit and maybe breaking you or trying to bend you? Not so much breaking, because you should never break. If anything, we bend and we're going to get back up and get this thing going. But the first thing I think about when I think about pressure is Newton's third law. We probably was like in 4th or 5th grade. Don't judge me, I'm kind of old. Now, but in your 30s, you really don't remember what grade you learned something. But I definitely remember Newton's third law. And it's in reference to force. And it's for any force that comes against something, there's an equal or greater force. And if you were in my class or in a similar class, you remember that the teacher probably did the pendulum, where they pulled the pendulum back on one side and it went to the other side, and then the force came back. They did it with 2 of the pendulums and then went that way. 2 others came back. So I say that to say this: if you are under any kinds of pressure, then it's time for you to start applying pressure. Don't let that pressure knock you down. Don't let that pressure get you off your block. You have to exert the same amount of force against that pressure so that you can dominate, so that you can go against it. So some things that might be pressuring you can be anything. Let's see, a book. You might have started writing a book. Life came, did its thing, and you stopped writing that book. You paused from writing that book. You no longer have the energy to write that book. Well, guess what? Start applying back that pressure that came, that knocked you off from writing that book, and finish writing that book. Same thing with a business plan. You probably was writing a business plan, getting a business plan done, and life again came. 2020 came, and you stopped doing that business plan. Well, go back, finish that business plan. Apply the same pressure that knocked you off so that you continue to have a strong finish. Get back in the game. Don't let these things ruin what you had going on. If it's depression, if you've gone through a situation, we see that this year we've had a countless amount of deaths. And I know that grief will definitely be one of those things that will take us out of our mindset of motivation, and it will put us into another area of life that we didn't even expect to see. So even if it's, if it's something such as death, grief, or depression, you have to apply pressure. You have to come back to the game and you have to use that same energy, and you just have to get back in it and apply the pressure to get these things done. Don't let the depression take over you. Don't let the grief take over you. And I know it may be easier said than done, but you have to turn that sadness and you have to turn that energy that you're using to apply pressure towards the thing. Don't sit there and sulk all day. You do have your time to grieve, but when you realize that it's taking up a lot of your time, you have to use that energy, even if it's a little bit, and start applying pressure to getting things done that you need to get done. Last thing, fight through the demands of life. If life is so demanding and that pressure is what's keeping you from getting whatever you need done, then go ahead and use that pressure and apply it back towards life and get it done. Earn that comma. And when I say comma, I'm not talking about a check, which it could mean earning a check as well. Because if your pressure needs to be applied towards your business, towards your business plans, towards your job, then yes, definitely earn that comma and make it more income. But when I say earn that comma, I mean in situations like this, a person can say, oh, well, she was down, comma, earn that comma. She was down, but now she's back on top. Oh, she lost it. Oh, she lost her mind, comma, but she got it all back. She came and she grabbed it all back, and now she's even better than she was before she was knocked down. See what I mean by earning that comma? You had a situation, comma, but you overcame that. You applied pressure and you came back. She went through, comma, and she came back stronger. Earn that comma. She failed, comma, but now she's winning. Earn that comma. That comma does not have to always be applied to something that is financial. That comma can be applied to everyone saw that you were down, everyone saw that you were out, everyone counted you out. But when they say the rest of it, make sure they add that comma. But it's not like that no more. That's not the situation for he or she anymore. We didn't think they was going to do it, but oh, they did it. They came back and they finished strong on that. So earn that comma, apply pressure to the areas that you need it most, and don't give up. And before I leave, I always have to give you some kind of affirmations to go with it. So the first affirmation I'm going to give you on today is, I turn pressure into fuel. The pressure that you're going through, revert that energy and use it to fuel yourself into the right direction, propel you into getting the job done. Second affirmation, I will use this pressure to improve my focus. Yes, you had pressure that came and knocked you off and distracted you, but you're going to now apply that pressure to make you get back focused, give you that tunnel vision on finishing that task that you were on. So I will use this pressure to improve my focus. Third affirmation, I am capable of overcoming this pressure. So that pressure that's knocking you down, taking over what you had going on, you're capable of overcoming it. And you are. So your affirmation is, speak to yourself in the mirror. I am capable of overcoming this pressure. Our next one is, and I think it's our last one for today, I will apply more pressure daily. So don't let that pressure you're going through just knock you over and let you sit down. Apply more pressure daily. Muster it up, get yourself together, and start applying more pressure. Use that force that's knocking you and take it and apply pressure towards it. So I pray on today that you are going to use the pressure that is against you, that you are going to attack that pressure that's against you, and you're going to exert it back against it to make sure that you're winning in this season. You know, I'm going to keep reminding you, it's fourth quarter. We're on the middle of October. It's the 15th day of October. So we're halfway through, and you can't get lost in this season. You can't get lost in this fourth quarter. You have to go ahead. You have to apply yourself, apply pressure toward your situation, and just get it done. So I thank you so much for joining me on today. Don't forget, stay connected at www.karenttlewis.com. And also join me on my podcast at anchor.fm/KTO Lifestyle. Hope you enjoyed this session, and I will definitely catch you guys on the next layover.